Wow. Let's go. Let's go. 500 code keepers is all we need to build a blue, purple, red, white, linen, gold thread fence. And it's going to keep coming. This gives us all something to do. Get our minds off the hijack. Allows us to work on a group project from all across the plane, whether you could put hands on, you know what I mean? Or, whether you, are able to, just tap in, man, and all the ways of expertise, but either way, you're able to support us project to project as we build up Joy World, one Joy Road at a time for Nagaville. Special AI, man, look at Peculiar Joy showing up to get that Joy World fence up. And hey, man, if she can do it, my Naga, we all can do, tenfold, because Aqua Peculiar Joy, allowed us to, walk through this door. And Aha for my Aqua, her family, and we're here for you. Shalom. Zion Train, my bread, man. Constant Dracan on the wall. You know what I'm saying? Always, giving us that real, that real Naga, indigenous flow, man. That real energy. Zion Train, my bread is always supportive, man. Much ahab to my bro, Zion Train, as well as Edward Sater White Jr., Gloria Pasquale, Corremeo, man. This con is always showing up for a Naga. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking foundation. Robert Skorupa, Brian Wilson, Ada Davis. We appreciate y'all. I said 500 code keeper Nagas. If we put $20 a piece, this is easy. $20 a piece times 500 will give us $10,000 every time we need it. $100, we're at $50,000 every time we need it with 500 code keepers. Just watch HaWah work, because we are, surrounding this Yapa frequency of HaWah. We are all swimming in that mem sauce, man, getting in that KTC. So we're surrounding the code. The code, is within us all, and to be able to do this with at least 500 code keepers, I know we can build project to project. I know that's a great start, my Naga. I know, Ama has given us some great ingredients, and all these Nagas here are ingredients. You're the ingredients. You're the ingredients not just to build this fence, but you're the ingredients, to pop off Nagaville. Because from just knowing and being secure that we got 500 code keeping Nagas, that means 5,000 will show up because they saw what 500 code keepers can do. That means 5 million will show up. And what does it take then? Just 25 cents a piece to pop off. Right now, we gonna bear the burden. We gonna build up Joy World. We gonna build up Nagaville and all the Choose Up villages, all the CUVs. Just get at us for inspiration, get at us, for expertise. Keep on us, about them tribal forms, and make sure we, got the drop, you know what I'm saying, on what you're doing, you know what I mean? And, you've been able to witness us for, over half a decade at least, man. So we ain't changing, we steady water. You see the tribe building, build with us, help us build this fence. Robert Skaropa, Brian Wilson's helping us build this fence. Ada Davis, Anthony Turner's helping us build this fence. Carlos Johnson, Unifierce is helping us build this fence. My brother Jerkery Strickland continues to help a Naga build. And he's definitely helping us build this fence. Man, he dropped the drop for at least 6 code keepers right there, man. I just asked for $20 a piece so that we can, reach our $10,000 goal. We don't know how much this fence is going to cost. To be honest, we got different ideas we're going to implement, but, if it needs more, it needs more. If we need, less, then we can roll that over to tapping into that water, you know what I'm saying? So whatever you give is going to go to the next project if we don't use it for the fence. I mean, simple as that. Halal HaWah for you, Desmond Briggs. Sharita Hill always showing up. That's all we need. She shot a dub. Like, let's go. 500 co-keepers. Freddie Baker, A-Hop. Eric Horton, A-Hop. Always supportive. Zion Train, A-Hop. HaWah's humble servant, A-Hop. Sabal and Ahmad. She said she was going to show up, and she certainly did. Hey, Halal HaWah for our 500 co-keepers. And my anonymous family. You know my anonymous family gonna show up. Hey, my anonymous family. Contessa Taylor dropping that drop all the time. True to life Aqua. I can't wait to meet a lot of my Nagas, you know what I'm saying, in real time, man. And, you know, this is just the beginning to show you what 500 code keepers can do in a single day, in a single week. My Naga, we ain't gonna let up on this because this is rolling over to all our projects. So this is going to be the GoFundMe. It's not going to be a brand new one, you know what I'm saying, for this and this and that. You know, we're going to roll it over when it's time for a new project. You know, we're going to say, all right, now this is for this. All right, put in, let's go. We're going to keep raising our goal and keep raising it up so that you have a record of, you know, seeing who the 500 code keepers are. You know what I'm saying? We ain't just over here getting information and, you know, trying to get some drop. Nah, man, we got a dub for you drop. You know what I'm saying? We got 99, we got 200, we got 100, we got 50. Whatever you got, we got 33. Halal HaWah, Carmel got a straight C note, man. Hey, hi, my bro. You know what I'm saying? This is beautiful, man. I am humbled, and it's for the droplets, man. Just to get a sense of the frequency of the droplets popping off. They always rocking with Miss D. Hey, man, shout out to, you know, all the tribe that touched Joy World for the first time. And as we continue to build it, it's going to be, you know, something that really feels like ours because we built it. And it's going to feel like yours because you built it. And that's what we're beginning. We know that only HaWah owns HaWah. We can never truly own land. You know, it all belongs to our Creator. But HaWah gives, you know, to his tribe, to his worthy. He gives, you know, she gives, Amma gives. And ThaWaDa to Amma, Abba, our framer, shaper, for giving us another chance at redemption in this frequency. ThaWaDa for your great comments. Hey, I said for Nagaville, we need a wall of protection. Blue, purple, red, white linen, gold thread. Hey, man, it's all written. I hop to our 500 code keepers for your Baruch. Hey, this right here is going to get us there. You know, Baruch means blessings, you know, Baruch in Hebrew. You know, these 500 Baruchs are going to get us there. Halal HaWah. In these comments, Mayo, my bro said, HaWah, I believe in you and I believe in the dream. Hope to make it up there one day to Nagaville. Shabbat Shalom. Hey, my Naga, you know, you're already in Nagaville. You, wherever you at is Nagaville. All across the earth plane is Nagaville. But I know what you mean. You want to make it up to Joy World. Halal HaWah. And, you know, it's already yours. It's already your frequency, my brother. Ahab, Robert Skarupa. Ahab, abundance of blessings and cosmic love to you and the whole tribe. Amen. Amen. We take the Ahab and we appreciate the Ahab, the constant wave surfer. Robert, we appreciate you. Aqua, Contessa Taylor, much Ahab family, KTC, MHOE, all day, man. We just getting started, y'all. So whatever you're doing, you know, pause the video. You know, this ain't no live. You can pause it. And please just, you know, click the link right there, right below. Or, you know, just, you know, holla at us, man. We appreciate the AI. We want to get to that $10,000 goal. We want to make sure we at least got that in the bank ready to go for these great building projects. And, you know, the price of wood is going up. You know, we got different ideas for the lumber, different things. You know, we got land up the mountain from here. You know, that also has a lot of good lumber we can use to save costs. So, you know, we got different things that we're doing. I got a wise counsel over here in Drop Nation. and I'm listening, to my strong, leaders, strong Khans, strong priests, strong Nagas. And I appreciate my Nagas right here in Nagaville, surfing the wave, man. Wall of protection is all we talking about. Wall of protection for our droplets. Aqua Type battle. She done wrote something right up this alley here, right up this alleyway, right on time. I know she's been working on Aqua Ty. I know you've been working on it. Saw you working on this, man, doing, revisions, and you wanted this to be right, and I wanted it to be right when we read it, right on time as usual, because we talking about Aqua Ty, and there ain't no time. It's only the way. Let's bring in some snaps as I get some Thai battle poetry going on. I know you don't mind a little Thai battle poetry. Let's surf the way. Time traveled land. Yeah, we're gonna do some time traveling today. We're gonna look into some chronology. That's time traveling too. Sometimes you have to go way back. Sometimes you go way in the future. We don't know which way we're gonna go, but we're gonna go to time travel lands. We just talking worlds beyond the poles, man. Let's go. Halal HaWah. I went to sleep and told Texas and woke up in a real-time prophetic Nagaville. Stopped through Kalalus while conscious blacks collectively they wander still. I journeyed a course mapped of fable, mystical, or ice and no-cap islands. Plotted a timely trip to calmly cross a San Banyan, thunderous rocky sands. I ether walked across the sky through the lofty puff clouds of Xanadu, mounted the wings of Phineas, who was birthed from the navel of Peru. I stood in valleys at Nebo and passed through the ancient cities of gold, met Dawi, Sheba, and the noble Khans of renown from future days of old. I climbed the Khalifa pyramids and ruined walls of the Mayan and Olmec, stood firm on the battlegrounds of Quetzalcoatl, Tecumseh, and the Toltec. I cut across the whole of this country as I hugged a great jeweled Mississippi Nile, drove the aged, saged back roads to Joy's world, and walked the country mile. I crept through Shambhala and hit the crossroads and peaks at Sedona, sailed the Anion waters through Ross of Mull to the Hebrides coast of Ione. I voyaged to Roma to eat pomegranates on the red earth tone Colorado toward paved and paveless roads that led to the shiny streets of El Dorado. I navigated the polar drift as I meandered a hazed, hot, frozen Arctic vortex, contoured clouded mountainsides as I veined the trenched and mind cortex. I lifted off and elevated amidst the clouds, smoke around an eternal lake of fire. Followed yellow bricks to Wakanda and rose to be a Mount Shasta squire. I flew a walled up Presta rim guarded in a carved up Grand Canyon, tunneled through sequoia trees and rolled up the leaves of the banyan. I told, bridged, and caverned my way in roots of this coveted secret, India superior, explored and visited the woods and forests that tells its known anterior. I moored the waters the buccaneers and pirates chartered in their day, dipped in the fountain of youth in the panhandles off the coast of Cathay. I drifted through the snake channels of the elusive golden Taurus Sanctus sands, keyed the coded of Moshe, they entered Nagaville on time travel land. Time travel lands. Halal HaWah. Dragon Child had to tell us, man. Keyed the code of Moshe. Come on. And entered Nagaville. Entered Nagaville on time travel lands, man. Had to get it right, man, for the, double. Hey, those that know how we kick Tyme battle poetry. And just look out for us. We're coming in hot with our Shabbat show. We're going to start reading that weekly Tyme battle poetry. It used to be daily. I mean, Tyme battle been doing it. Hey, man, we did it again, man. My Nagas, all I can say is we did it again. Hey, can we snap for Aqua, Ty, Bat, Zon? These are those time travel lands. I will be posting it on the site so you can, get it and always have it archived, like so many other of her great, poetic journeys. And, these are journeys. These are, like if Aqua really puts a lot of our inner flow, you know what I'm saying? This is right from the heart bone. And when she says aged, saged backwards, I mean, hey, you gotta know the flow of Joy World to know exactly what she's talking about. You know what I'm saying? This is beautiful. This is Yapa, Aqua Tie Battle. These are the time travel lands. And, we're going to come back to some of this time travel and, maybe make some dismount with my bro Dragon Child. He's up in here, kicking some great wakey, showing some of this Olmec flow. Body, head, popping off. We talking, Malibu and Santa Monica, and all kind of spots all throughout America, man. That stuff that really shouldn't be in America. Look at these knockers. Just look like regular knockers, huh? Like regular knockers. Oh man, Dragon Child in here popping way off, man. Yeah, man. All Mech features, Hindu, all the connection, man. We just popping off, man. I'm just gonna scroll, let you dig on some of this Dragon Child flow. I always gotta give him the A. Man. Yeah, I feel him. He said, I can't lie, ready for that pig clan. My niggas been waiting years for us to really dig like we should into this pig flow. And the Madoc flow, my bro Dragon Child personally has been on this investigation. And bro, man, I wish you was dropping vids, man, because I'll be definitely in your classroom because I know you digging on it. But you know what I'm saying? If we coming around at the right time and the right flow. And yeah, it's gonna definitely have to be continued with our pressed investigation as we dig on some of this Madoc drop. You know what I mean? Hey, what can I say? This bro's dropping some drop. He said, remember, we still got the drop on that too. Details of the history of Madoc's supposed colony are fragmentary, confused and contradictory. Various parties put forward a wide assortment of claims as to where Madoc landed. Mobile, Alabama, Florida, Newfoundland, Newport, Rhode Island, Yarmouth, Nova Scotia, Virginia, points in the Gulf of Mexico, Caribbean, including the mouth of the Mississippi River, the Yucatan, the Isthmus of Hawaii, Tepec, Panama, the Caribbean coast of South America, various islands in the West Indies and the Bahamas along the Bermuda, and the mouth of the Amazon River. All this is connected to Madoc. You say, who is Madoc, right? Because I wasn't given him in popular history class, But you see how it's going to connect to the Hebrew, to the forbidden histories of America. Yeah, even to Quetzalcoatl, right? Even to Joshua. This is getting interesting, right? Because some think he followed a northern route similar to the Vikings or the Six Kings, Hyksos flow. All this is Hebrew travelers. Most supporters of the Madoc story, however, propose a southern route using the winds and currents that helped Columbus on his voyages. What Madoc and his followers did once they reached the New World is almost pure speculation. They have been credited, right, with being the source of the Aztec mind and Inca. Come on, man. But unless you know that Madoc is a Hebrew and that these Aztecs are Ibaru, and this Aztec, is following this Moshe Joshua flow already. This Toltec connects to this Sylvanus or Solomon the Builder already, man, which all connect back to the land of the Prester, which is why my bro said this has to be a what? What you call it, bro? I can't lie, ready for that Pick Clan, Muddock, Cherokee, Nephilim. He's putting all this stuff. I feel you, man. I feel you because it's all happening. I think my bro Dragon Child is saying is it's all happening, man. I appreciate your recon. This bro drops superior, supreme water in the drop chatter. And if you're not in here getting this drop from Dragon Child, you're gonna be at least weeks behind by the time I get to it, we get to it, you know what I'm saying? I got so many reconners, and this is why we on what, Prester John 70 something, man. I was gonna say 70 something, man. Cause we popping off. We just going at this point. This is a victory lap. We ain't put no limits on it. We say we gonna get the Prester John 20, we gonna get the Prester John 30. Hey, can we get the Prester John 50? Then we say, can we get the 60 for the real one, man? Rest in power, neighborhood nip. Now we just off, man, to the, we just in the strategy. We in the mesosphere, man. We vibing with the greater life. We kicking it with Montezuma in there, man. You know what I'm saying? The Aztec Emperor Montezuma gave a speech repeating the legend that the original Aztec rulers came from an island across the Great Sea. Well, the waters looked a lot different back then, and the Great Sea didn't have to mean anything in that world over there. You know what I'm saying? Utah was a great sea. I mean, so that doesn't mean continent to continent. So this Dodger on hijack, but we also know that we got three Indias, right? And we're gonna get into the Russia and the Russian flow, which is all a part of this same connection, the same India connection. All of it is connected. You look at these maps, all of them connect. This Asia here and this Asia there. But this connection here, this bro bringing out, you about to make this a Prester John 70 something, bro. Right on the spot, man, because you got me popping off. My Nagas know how to pop me off. They know, man, drop over here in Nagaville, thinking about building a fence. Man, let me just pop off Prester John 70 something, man. Get dropped, sparking off again, you know what I'm saying? Don't y'all forget, what the drop feel like, man. You know what I'm saying? We sparking off, man. But ain't no point in sparking all that off if we ain't gonna hit a mark in real time, you know what I'm saying? And that's when we really started gravitating to, you know, just connecting with our land and getting the Nagas to touch the land and getting the droplets on the land and getting a few families involved, you know what I'm saying? We ain't trying to do this with 4,000 families at once. No, we just doing it with a few families, at a time, man. Vibing up and seeing what the vibe is like. It's not like this gotta be, one way. You gotta hang with us and do this and do that. It's like, nah, we vibing. We tribing up. We're telling you to do the same. But if you tribing up with us, yeah, you gotta be patient and you gotta go with the flow. You don't naturally click clack with people and people don't know you overnight. Like where they do that at? So you gotta be patient, you know what I'm saying? You might feel like you know me, but I might not I don't know you, right? You might feel like you know us, but we don't know you. So you gotta be respectful. We got families, we got droplets, everything's in order, you know what I'm saying? But in the meantime, you should be already tribing up. By the time we connect, you already got your tribe in order. You know what I'm saying? You got yourself in order. You know what I mean? So this is what we doing in real time, and family like this, man, make sure that we don't, miss a beat when we get back in our press to flow and just in our indigenous truth, our ancient love song. Oh yeah, here comes this white God situation. These people are the only people that do this. You know what I'm saying? Gotta always put a color, something to associate themselves into America and into our story, whatever they can, wherever we are, but let's go. Gilbert were quick to connect that speech to the Madak legend. Now, what speech? Oh, he's saying Montezuma gave a speech repeating the legend that the original Aztec rulers came from an island across the Great Sea. The Great Sea. Okay. 16th century Englishmen such as Richard Hakluyt, Hakluyt, and Sir Humphrey. All right. Gilbert worked quickly to connect that speech to the Madak legend. Madak has also been identified with the power, white guy, with the power, Quetzalcoatl of Mexico. Okay, so by the time you start connecting or identifying Madak with Quetzalcoatl, and then you got Gerald Massey writing his book, Book of the Beginnings, left to Paku. You know what I mean? That this Joshua, the Joshua of the Bible, of the scripture, might be one and the same with this Quetzalcoatl. Then you got the Mormon flow with, they identify Quetzalcoatl with JC, what I'm saying, Jesus, but we know JC is a reflection of Joshua anyway. So it's always going to bring you back to Joshua. So by default, based on recon, by now, as a victory lap, when we going through these, type of investigations, we look at Madak, and as soon as they connect them with Quetzalcoatl, you got to start connecting Madak with Joshua. You know what I mean? And then you got to start looking at these time frames. And Aquatai just dropped in time travel land. I told you we're going to start time traveling in genealogy, especially dealing with the forbidden histories of America. But that's what you came for, man. You came for the drop, man. You got it from Aquatai Battle, from Dragon Child. This is Drop Nation, man. We popping off, man. Yeah, man. Hey, surf the wave, man. This is a victory lap. You're getting this whatever time you're on. It don't matter what time you're getting it, because these are time travel land. Drop Nation, what it do? For Joy World. We want a blue, purple, red fence. And this fence got to cover at least an acre of land. You know what I'm saying? So this particular piece is an acre of flat land in Udall. And we want, a great wall of protection, and then we want to start tapping into our first well. Well, we got 500 code keeping Nagas, that we can do anything with. We can hit any mark with, any goal with. 500 code keeping Nagas, let's show them that we are 500 code keeping Nagas. It don't take a lot with 500 code keepers. Let's show the droplets what we did today. We're going to get some drop from my bro, Black Balloon. Shout out to my bro, man. He's slicing and dicing. Yeah, could be 2012. It could be 2021. You know what? They going to remember what we do today. We timeless, man. Love to natural by law. We timeless, man. I feel good to surf the wave with you, but Naga, you surfing the wave with me? You KTC? Most high over everything is you MHOE. Five Eyes Mob. Take the wheel. You dripping in that mem sauce? That water? That primary mem? Yosef the real. Take the wheel. Big Dizzle Fitty, where you at? Tecum say, where you at? Brother Nature, we tribing up, man. CJ Battle. Feels good. Feels too good. Too real, too true. Your honor to Hebrew Prince. It's all about you, bro. Fresh Gold, J Stew, and the whole crew. Halal HaWah for you. Shalom. Yeah, Dragon Child, I got you, bro. I know I owe you some emails and stuff and everything. This bro designed a Yapa Nagaville flag. We've, showcased it on the Nagaville thumbnail and all that, man. And we're gonna keep that going, bro. We're gonna make sure we got that on everything, man. We're gonna do it, and your inspiration, what I'm saying, goes a long way. And just making sure we are connected with that blue, purple, red, white, let it go thread. He put it on that Ann Roos cross, man, and it feels very familiar, man. It feels very beautiful. Halal HaWah. One marginal version of the Modoc story identifies the Welsh as the Nephites. And look out for a new series called Mormons Digging Deeper. That's all I'm gonna say about that. We got a lot to do right here, Drop Nation. So don't think we taking no time or nothing off of what the goal is, and that's to keep the mind bone, the heart bone, the ruach all popping, right here, at 432 The Drop. What I'm saying? And my Nagas, you are the frequency, you are the ether. We got a lot to build with our website. We got a lot to catch up on, and our live flow, our music, what I'm saying, like all our packages and flows, like, it's me and Chef Candy, and we popping off, so ThaWaDa, your ether packs are popping off. If you ain't got it yet, look out for it this week. I know I got some super duper patient Nagas in Drop Nation, and I know that that the product, is worth the wait, what I'm saying, and you've been waiting and allow a while. I appreciate that. We seriously got some patient Nagas, man. And we making sure you crystallize, and we got some crystals of Udall coming in your packages. Love to Chef Candy, man. It's all happening. So they think that the Welsh are the Nephites. Well, who's the Welsh? Uh-oh. Of the Book of Mormon, rather than the Hebrew refugees mentioned in that document. Well, someone must not have connected the Welsh and the Hebrew. But I know my bro Dragon Child has connected a few. Dragon Child has connected it for you, man. We got you, DC. Hey, for Joy World, man. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Gregorian calendar spell. Y'all wanna have some fun? Let's fall back and make sure our time is good. Hey, hop to the try. Hey, man. I tell you, the things that YouTube be on. I do want to get on this Mandela effect, though. Do want to get on this Mandela effect. Because, that Shazam movie, I mean, what y'all think about that Shazam? Yeah, I don't know about y'all, but I saw Shazam with Sinbad in it. Sinbad talking like it never happened. Black Balloon got some drop on it. Make sure y'all, dig on the bro Black Balloons, man. Keep supporting the bro. He does incredible, work, cutting it, what I'm saying? Just like only he can, what I'm saying? So I appreciate the bro. This one caught my eye. Gregorian calendar spell. We're always talking about calendars and, being on the Gregorian calendar. We got to start really digging on the calendar because, we can't just say we're on the Gregorian calendar. That's it. We got to really keep searching out. We know that they changed our times and laws, man, right? So although the Nagas is waking up and, we're, you know, flowing the best we can, what I'm saying? We don't have anything pinned down in terms of our times and calendars and all this stuff. I see a lot of, great attempts, but nothing that's, for show, obviously, what I mean? This is a heavy spell we're under. This is a big spell, what I mean? We're breaking that by observing. And remember, we got some spell drop earlier, talking about the simple awareness really crumbles this spell. Just being aware that you're in a spell really weakens the entire, flow because you're observing it. Remember, the simple act of observing in quantum physics changes the behavior of a particle. The spell itself is a particle, just like light is a particle. Or we're talking wavicles. Particles and waves are wavicles in quantum physics, man. But let's dig on what they call the Gregorian calendar and see what the bro Black Balloon is breaking down with the Gregorian spell. Hey, shout out to the bro. Hey, fair use. Halal HaWah.
History. No, that the Gregorian calendar did not go down very easily with indigenous people.
Mm.
The Gregorian calendar went out with the Spanish and with the Catholic bishops, and they conquered lands and then told people what day it was.
Mm-hmm.
Most civilizations already had their own calendar, say. And then these guys come along and say, no, this is the day. It didn't go down very easy. They had to kill millions and millions of people to get them to follow this Gregorian calendar. And what this Gregorian calendar was all about was the physical measurement of our orbit. And it turns out that this is a very, very insidious tool. You probably never thought that a calendar could be so evil. But what this calendar has done is it has pinned our civilization's consciousness to physical evidence only.
Mm.
The absolute dead center of our civilization is focused on only physical evidence. The measurement of physical objects moving through space. That's why it's not Year of Our Lord anymore. Because there has been a steady erosion of our consciousness of things other than physical.
Hey, what's going on with y'all, man? It's Black Balloon, and I'm coming back with another video, so y'all already know what's going on. Look, in the last video I did, I kind of briefly talked about the fact that, last year wasn't 2020. It was actually 2012, and that, obviously that would make this year the real calendar year, 2013. And I got a lot of comments, even got a few DMs about, just people asking questions about that statement and wanting me to kind of just talk about it more, and I thought it was a good idea, because I've actually brought it up a few times in different videos, but just haven't really went over it, the way that I could. So I figured, I'd add that clip just so you can hear from someone else. And, you wouldn't think that this is like, just mumbo jumbo kind of stuff, just talking bullshit. Because, you're like, in your mind, you're like, all right, how the hell is it 2012? It's clearly 2020, 2021, like, how is that even possible, So I know a lot of people think that way, you'll be quick to dismiss something that just doesn't even sound like it's true, which is why I showed that video, because he kind of like really cut to the chase of, what exactly happened, when this land was basically conquered, and people were actually told what the year was and actually given, this whatever kind of knowledge, they were basically forced to adopt this calendar, as he said.
Hey, great point. Great point. I'm sitting back letting it fly. Letting it fly. And, this just reminds me of this Daniel chapter 7. And let's just go right to it in verse 25. Daniel's over there breaking it down, breaking down these prophecies, breaking down the flow. Let's pick it up on 23. Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be a fourth kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse from all the kingdoms. We're talking about the worst, the worst of the heathen. Let's go. And shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it into pieces. I'm talking the worst of the heathen, my nine. And as for the 10 horns, out of his kingdom shall 10 kings arise, and another shall arise after them. And he shall be diverse from the former, and he shall put down 3 kings. And he shall speak words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. Oh, what does it mean to wear you out? Wear out. That means you got nothing else to fight with, man. You've been thrust through, man. You've been depleted. You've been worn out, man. You've been put into a spell, huh? We're talking about a Gregorian spell. And he shall think to change the seasons and the law. Now I'm reading out this is the JPS Tanakh 1917. So it tells us here that he shall think to change the seasons and the law, and they shall be given into his hand into a time and times and half a time. So it says time to time, but they didn't translate this as time here. They translate it as seasons. You could think of the seasons like, the jubilees and the festivals and how these have all been changed to holidays. Or you can literally think about, weather manipulation and all kind of things. I mean, there's a lot of places you can go with this. Let's check out some other translations. Let's go NIV. He will speak against the Most High and oppress, or instead of wear out, it says oppress his holy people and try to change the set times and laws. Try to change the set times and laws. Okay. The NLT, New Living, says he will defy the Most High, oppress the holy people. He will try to change their sacred festivals and laws. So now we got sacred festivals like your feast days, like your Shabbat. Now you into Christmas and Halloween and Thanksgiving and Valentine's Day and all. That's the new sacred festival, right? You don't do that. Everybody look at you like you cray cray. What about the laws? You got a whole new set of laws now, right? And shall think to change the times and laws. English Standard Version, all right? Change the appointed times and laws. I mean, KJB or King James. Think to change times and laws. Intend to change times and laws. New King James Version. All right, so we get the flow. And again, back in the Tanakh 1917, it says, shall think to change the seasons and the law. Seasons, huh? That's very interesting. So with my bro Black Balloon, when it gets kicking, changing the times and laws, it's all, in the script that you're going to get invaded and invaded and invaded by the time you get to this, the fourth beast, and then whatever comes out of that, and out of his kingdom shall 10 kings arise out this fourth beast, all right? And another should arise after them, and he shall be diverse. So another one come out. So I guess, whichever one we are now, this is Daniel kicking prophetic end of days type of stuff right here. And he shall put down 3 kings, speaking as the Most High, wear out the saints, change the times and laws, change the seasons in the law. God. Okay. They were just talking about that Gregorian calendar, and just looking up the definition, doing some minor recon on this Gregorian flow in Webster. It says a calendar in general use introduced 1582. All right. So everything, like the bro said from the very beginning, this is all this people. This is about getting us, changing our seasons, our times and laws, right? Putting us into a spell. Now this Gregorian the 13th, as a revision of the Julian calendar adopted in Great Britain and the American colonies in 1752, marked by the suppression of 10 days, or after 1700, 11 days, and having leap years in every year divisible by 4, with the restriction that centesimal years are leap years only when divisible by 400. I mean, somebody is really seriously on the play. This ain't just about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You know what I'm saying? This is like, you don't know, months have been taken away, months have been added. So this really affects you on the yearly situation. Like the bro said, this could be 2012 right now, or last year could have been 2012. You know what I'm saying? Like, that 8 years could have easily, by the time you start suppressing days, 10 days, 11 days, I mean, by the time you start day suppression, what year are we in? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the days a week are definitely different. The years are different. By the time you try to bob and weave around that, man, you in the mucks of the mires. So HaWah knows we waking up in the mucks and the mires. We're doing the best we can. We on the calendar we on. We're going to get to some great, matter of fact, I might just go there right quick before I get back in this black balloon before I forget, man, because this is really, what popped it off for me the other day. I love going back to the top. I love going back to Genesis, man, and just digging on, just the flow. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's so much kind of hidden in there, man, from the very beginning, and we kind of glaze over and gloss over so much because we're trying to connect so much, you know what I mean? Black balloon, you know what I mean? Let's get it from Genesis 1. I just want to read a couple stanzas out of this poetry here. And, as we, dig on it, think about the light, think about the greater light, think about the firmament. And by the time we get to the sun, we have 3 full days. This is why, the day isn't just starting when you see the sun. The day has nothing to do with the sun and the moon. The sun and the moon are only there to give us a sign, some type of marker of day and night within this firmament. But before the firmament was there was a greater light. This is the light that Thoth writes about in the Emerald Tablets that we've read time and time again, where he's doing these cycles and he can't see beyond the greater light, where things are formless and shapeless. And he says, man, you can't go too close to it because the hounds of the barrier will chase your ass away, and the angels move in angles. So you're going to have to move in little known circular patterns. But if they catch up to your ass is grass because they can hold you from cycle to cycle. Like the hounds can just hold your ass. You can't get back to your body. It's all bad. You know what I'm saying? So you don't get too close to the greater light. All the magicians know this. All the sorcerers, all the outer body dwellers and all that stuff, they know this. It's only so far you can go. You don't get close to the greater light because you will get chased by the dragons. You will get chased by the hounds of the barrier. The hounds of the barrier is what ThaWaDa calls them, right? So this greater light is evidence, right here in Genesis 1, and just clarifies that, again, the Shabbat, sundown to sundown, really, that's a marker within the firmament, but that day, that occurrence, or that yam is what they call it in Hebrew, that day, that yam is an occurrence, has nothing to do with the sun. That yam is a marker that's already marked by HaWah. You know what I'm saying? So no matter what they've done to change our times or our seasons, once this firmament is once again opened, you know what I'm saying, we'll be back on, the Nagaville flow. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to bust yourself upside the head trying to figure out what day and time it is. Look, we count to 7, we keep our Shabbat. HaWah created the heaven and earth in 6 days. He rested on the 7th day. He wasn't jumping around in different days. He rested on the 7th day. This is the best we can do for our 7th day. You know what I'm saying? Collectively, as an entire tribe, just waking up. We have to deal with all these other things, everybody trying to force tenderoni needles down our arms. The Nagas only got time to do so much recon. Like, we don't know. You know what I'm saying? That investigation is just going to have to wait until HaWah reveals what's popping with the greater light. You know what I mean? But until then, this is what we got to, ether up with. This is what we got to code keep and be one with. Again, these hijacks can't get any of our days, even when they try to claim Sunday, sun. Look, the hijack can worship on whatever day they want. They can't truly own that occurrence. They can't own that day. They can't own Saturday. They can't own Wednesday. They can't own any of HaWah's occurrences. Only in the Matrix. You can't give them that power because they don't have it in the greater light. But let's, read this with the greater light on display. Read this with the greater light in mind. And let's just have a casual conversation about it, man. My Nagas, we just surfing the wave. And then we're going to get back to my bro, have a nice dismount in the time travel lands as we dig on some of this chronology, man. We're having a good time making a victory lap. Halal HaWah. In the beginning, or in the Hebrew, say Barashith, with wisdom, HaWah created the heaven and the earth. All right, so your mother, your father with wisdom, with Amah, Barashith, creates the heaven and earth. Now the earth was unformed and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the spirit of HaWah hovered over the face of the waters. In some translations, it always say, this Ruach was there, you know what I'm saying? This Ruach, this spirit of HaWah, we're just still talking about mama. These are different ways of expressing the presence of Amah. This mem sauce is already flowing. This spirit of HaWah hovered over the face of the water, right? This mem sauce is flowing. So while the earth is unformed and void with darkness, right? The water's already there. It never says this water's created right here. And we don't even know what water is to this day, right? Water got memory, though. The mem got memory. But the earth was unformed, void, darkness upon the face of the deep. Spirit of HaWah hovered over the face of the water. So the water's already there. HaWah said, let there be light. Uh-oh. We're just talking about changing our seasons, right? But before we could think about seasons, we got to think about night and day. Because, a few of those night and days go by, you're in a new season. Let there be light, and there was light. What light? I'm taking it real slow, my nugget. It's the victory lap. It's a dragonfly perspective. You get it, or you're going to get it later. Get with it, or you might get left on. But there's light on the first day. But there is no sun. So what light is this? What light? Where's this light coming from? The firmament's not there yet, my nigga. So whatever light is popping off is happening above the firmament. Yeah, the firmament, you know what I'm saying? You know, who was at Operation Fishbowl? They kept shooting the nukes, trying to crack this thing, trying to see what's up there, trying to measure it. Headed out as far as they can go until they can't go no more. Then they gotta go through the cracks of the ice, and that's when you got this mooring, these waterways that are opened up around Antarctica that you can slip through because you ain't gonna get up no more. You're gonna have to slip through the vortexes. You're gonna have to slip through the cracks to get out the firmament. Let there be light, and there was light. And HaWah saw the light, and that light that it was good, and HaWah divided the light from the darkness. Now, how did HaWah divide the light from the darkness without a sun and without a moon and without a firmament? So what does it mean? What kind of division is taking place between light and dark? And just because it says it was good doesn't mean that darkness is bad. It never says darkness is bad. So these are just translations in English, right? So we're trying to figure it out. But it says HaWah called the light day, and darkness he called night. And there was evening and there was morning one day. And notice it says evening, then morning. So again, when you keep your Shabbat, that day, that one day starts in the evening. Body bag for the illusion. That day don't start in the morning when you see the sun. The sun ain't even created when HaWah's talking day. The sun ain't even created when HaWah's talking day and night. The moon ain't there, the sun ain't there, the luminaries ain't there, the firmament's not even there. This light is coming from that throne. That's why it's so good. But on that Shabbat, when you close your gate from evening to evening, right? It's because you started a new cycle or a new day. When the sun has exhausted the energy around you, you no longer got that light from the sun. You know, that's a new cycle when you look at it from the sun firmament perspective. But if you look at it from HaWah perspective, before there's a firmament, before there's a sun and the moon, what's the yom? What's the day? What's the occurrence? It must be divine, man. It must be HaWah. And HaWah said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the water. Whoa, so this firmament is popping off in the midst of the water, which means there must be water above the firmament and below it, because it's in the midst of the water. There's water up there, man. And let it divide the water from the water. Ka. The firmament in the midst of the water divides the water from the water. And HaWah made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. So what's this outer space stuff about? And it was so. And HaWah called the firmament heaven. So in Christianity, which heaven are they talking about? Because it seems to be a barrier between the upper greater light heaven and whatever lower celestial heavens that these celestial false gods are promising you in their religion. They just promising more land beyond the pole, under the firmament. And there was evening and there was morning, a second day. Y'all see a sun yet? Because the first day, there was light. Second day, there's the firmament in the midst of the water. All right, third day, HaWah said, let the water under the heaven be gathered together in one place, and let the dry land appear, and it was so. So here we got the land appearing, because the water under the heaven is now gathered into one place, is not taken over. Now the dry land was already there. It doesn't say HaWah created some brand new dry land. It says now it's appearing, just like all this land that you don't see today. When that water, continues to recede from the flood, you'll see the ancient land and the ancient world. Land that is already there. Dry land is already here. And so it was. And HaWah called the dry land earth. And the gathering together of the waters he called he seas. And HaWah saw that it was good. And HaWah said, let the earth put forth grass, herb yielding seed, and fruit tree bearing fruit after its kind, wherein the seed thereof upon the earth. And it was so, and the earth brought forth grass, herb yielding seed after its kind, tree bearing fruit, wherein is the seed thereof after its kind. And HaWah saw that it was good. And there was evening and there was morning. Still no sun. You got herbs, you got fruit bearing trees, all this with no sun. So these trees, these fruit tree bearing fruit after its kind, this dry land earth had nothing to do with the sun. You had fruit, you had herb yielding seed, you had grass, all on the third day with no sun. Now, this don't take away from the importance of the sun. I'm just saying HaWah doesn't need the sun until he puts this firmament up, right? Because after this firmament, on the fourth day, comes the luminaries for signs and seasons. And before we get that, just think about this even on the second day. Like, the firmament's created. So whatever's happening really on the third day, it's like this is the last transition period before the firmament is completely closed. Think of it, get yourself a cup, and just put a piece of paper over it or a little book over it, just cover that top of your cup. That's the firmament, right? So right under that would be the celestial so-called stars and luminaries, and then you got your terra firma, right? You got your earth, your dry land, your terra sancta, right? But whatever's happening on this third day, it's almost as if, this is just my speculation. Was it speculation? My speculation. This is my recon, you know what I mean? I feel like that firmament must have not have been completely shut yet. Because by the time it was shut, you needed the sun and the moon as these new markers for day and night. You didn't need these markers on the first day when HaWah said, let there be light. You didn't need a sun yet. The firmament wasn't even there. Now there's a firmament, but I don't think it was completely closed yet on the second day to where you really needed this division coming from these luminaries within this firmament. By the time you put that book over your cup or that paper over your cup, now you need to create a light source within that cup. You need a light source within the cup. Before, without that book on top, you could have a lamp nearby, and that lamp will be, in this depiction, our greater light. You know what I'm saying? That greater light is that lamp. All right, but when you put that book over it, you need a new light source. You need something circulate inside that thing, giving light to whatever is inside of it. One day we're not going to need a firmament again. We'll be connected with our greater light. We don't need that sun. We don't need that moon. You know what I'm saying? This is all for you within the firmament, within this time period. But we're talking about time traveled lands. Love to the Aqua Tyme. So the third day with all this fruit, tree bearing fruit, these fruit trees and all this herb, man, all this herb yielding seed, it was still getting that greater light. This is all that greater light popping off the original vegetation and fruit and all the flow of the earth plane. Nagaville's popping off with the greater light. This let there be light is still popping off Nagaville directly. Now we get to the fourth day, and HaWah said, let there be lights in the firmament, not out the firmament. He didn't put lights outside the cup. He put that lid over that cup. Now you need light in the firmament, right? You need light inside of it, of the heaven to divide the day and night. You didn't need no light to divide the day and night before you had the greater light, when you still had let there be light. But now you got a firmament on the second day. Now that firmament might not have been completely shut yet on that third day, because those other luminaries aren't even there yet, unless they were just in darkness. But that's not what we're reading right here. But that could still be the case. Who knows? But they were popping off. We know that they were popping off. So I'm thinking they were still getting light. Now HaWah said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day and the night, and let them be for signs, for seasons, for days and years. Then we just get that somebody's going to be changing these seasons around. Somebody's changing the seasons, right? Days and years. And let them be for lights in the firmament. So you need a light in the cup now, right? Inside the cup, you need lights. Because now there's a division. Not just from the waters and waters, but literally from the greater light. Because HaWah can't have the hijack tapping into the greater light. He knows that once he closes his lid, it's a free-for-all, man. You're going to have to choose up. Once that lid is closed, let the experiment begin, because we're going to see if these knockers can choose up. They're going to think that the heaven is the firmament only. They're not going to think about the greater light until they start to connect some things with a dragonfly perspective and connect KTC to our Creator, Most High over everything. MHOE. Halal HaWah. So their lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, because before the earth had greater light to give light upon the earth, right? And it was so, and HaWah made the two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, the lesser light to rule the night, and the stars. And HaWah set them inside, right? In the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth and to rule over the day and over the night and to divide the light from the darkness. And HaWah saw that it was good, and there was evening and morning on the fourth day. So when we talk about Yom and day and occurrence, you got to connect hijack free. You know what I'm saying? Before you think day, English, day, sun, rising and setting. You know what I'm saying? Like, hijack free, your day. And God called the light day. What light? That's not the sunlight, man. So don't think day, sun, I must see the sun to have a Shabbat. Day, sun, I must, this sun. Nah, man. It's your light that is the true light, the greater light, is before this firmament. That was on day 2. Your light is eternal. Then the firmament, is closed, it's shut. Now you need these two great lights to rule this night and day scenario. The greater light to rule the day, the lesser light to rule the night. Right? Then on the fifth day, you got all the fish and birds popping off, saying the sixth day, you got man created, right? One man created. HaWah created them. And HaWah said, let the earth bring forth a living creature. I mean, it's all popping. On day 5, you got these sea dragons popping off, man. And HaWah created the great sea monsters, right? The great sea monsters, the great sea fish. We got to go back in etymology just one more time, man. What's a Leviathan? Etymology. Drop Nation, no, man. We tap dance over here in Etym Online, man. Etymologies all day. We dig on the dragon, we dig on the seraph, which only means we dig it on the fiery ones and the burning ones. But there's different dragons. There's sea dragons, like the water dragons, you know what I'm saying? You got the fiery ones, the fiery flying serpents, they call them, seraph, that are in Isaiah chapter 6, singing holy, holy, the burning ones. Yeah. Oh, they're the flaming angels, right? So these are the seraphs singing holy, holy in Isaiah 6, man. These are the dragons. Ones that are, if you look at what's that, Jubilees, they bring in all the angels of this, angels of that. The first day, there's a lot more going on, and these dragons, these angels were actually created as well on these very first day. By the time you get to day 5 and you got more of the sea dragons and leviathans, those are, more of the, earthbound type of dragons, not the ether dragon, you know what I mean? But the fire, the water, you know what I'm saying? The ether, the air, the earth. I mean, those dragons are first things created. Go get that series that we dropped in 2017. Now we talk Leviathan. Well, then you're talking what they call a sea monster. Now, the same Leviathan is in the book of Job, you know what I'm saying? Where, HaWah say, hey, man, if you can't put a hook and control my dragon, then you definitely can't even, try to talk to me like that. You can't step up to me if you can't even step up to my dragon. You know what I'm saying? This is HaWah's dragon. So how did he turn into sometimes regarded as a form of Satan, right? Now you're talking Revelations. This gives you a hint that in Revelations, 12, this whole red dragon, multiple heads. Check out Psalm 74. Leviathan got multiple heads. You know what I mean? Like, this is a duplication, reflection of the Leviathan sacrifice that went down. Leviathan was sacrificed in Psalm 74 to be meat or food for the righteous in the wilderness, for the Nagas in the wilderness. Psalm 74. I mean, get all the drop. You know what I'm saying? Go get it. Dragon, yeah, is the sea monster. Sea monster is the dragon. Got it. So by the time we in the 5th day, and HaWah said, let the water swarm with the swarms of living creatures, and let fowl or the birds fly above the earth and the open firmament of heaven. And HaWah created the great sea monsters. We know that the sea monsters are the dragons or the leviathans. Sea monster or sea serpent is the dragons. Now these are specific sea dragons. But they're talking about things that are in the water and things that fly. So it could be talking about the flying dragons too. All right, that's the 5th day. 6th day, we got all the living creatures, the cattle, the creeping things. I asked my children, I said, why do you think HaWah waited to create man and woman, after everything? And they said probably to get everything prepared. All these games that, children can build their worlds, whether Minecraft, this or this, that. They're building worlds, and it gives them a perspective, at least, on the preparation. And they say, yeah, you got to get all that ready before you bring in, those that it was created for, truly. And the children see it clearly. The children got a dragonfly perspective. By the time we get to people, verse 27, and HaWah created man in his own image. I asked my children, what's an image? Some said, oh, what you see in the mirror. And I said, you're my child, you're my image. Is it just about your looks or your being, your essence, your energy, your frequency, your vibration? To create us in the image of HaWah means we are in the vibration, not just what we look like, because a dragon could take many forms. But my noggin, it's the fire, it's the water, it's the ether that you are, the earth that you are. The image of HaWah created he, him, male and female created he, them. In the image, the frequency of HaWah. We're just talking about changing times and laws or changing the seasons. And to know that when we talk light, when we talk that yam, that day, there's a greater light and there's a lesser light. And we come from the greater light. We are created, by the creator of this greater light that we are in essence, a part of and are, one thing, one tribe, one vibe. And Ahab to the Templar, just for the crystallization, We are created by the one and only framer shaper. And this throne room is what we are calling this greater light, this energy connected to the throne room of HaWah. ThaWaDa. Hey, what time are we in, man? What occurrence are we talking about? We talked about some of the yam before, taking one day at a time, right? 6 days of creation. 7th day he rests. Whenever we rest on our 7th day, whenever you got your 7th day, this is a time of replenishing. It's a time of nourishment. It's a time of complete rest, of remembering the occurrence. What occurrence? The day, the days. Great link, creationtoday.org. Are the days of Genesis 1 actually 24-hour days, or do they represent figurative periods of time which could be interpreted as millions of years? It is popular among many conservative evangelical scholars today to suggest the latter position. However, the former position that the days are literal 24-hour days is the historic position that the church has adopted since the New Testament times. The key to understanding what the days of Genesis 1 really means is to look at the use of the Hebrew word for day. The word is yam. So is this yam got to do with the sun or the greater light? And it is used throughout the Old Testament, having a variety of meanings, including the possibility of referring to an undefined, indeterminate period of time, rather like our English word day can. However, the meaning of the word is determined by its context. So we will look at the context of this word throughout the Old Testament To avoid bias, we will take Genesis 1 out of the picture, so our new expurgated Old Testament runs from Genesis 2 through Malachi 4. Let's now examine these occurrences one day at a time. The Hebrew Yom occurs 2,282 times outside of Genesis 1. It occurs 359 times with the number outside Genesis 1. Some of these occurrences use cardinal numbers 1, 2, 3, for example, and some use ordinal numbers first, second, and third. However, in all 359 cases, the context clearly shows that a 24-hour day is being referenced. Yom occurs 19 times outside of Genesis 1, together with either the word morning or evening. In all 19 cases, a 24-hour day is clearly intended. The words morning and evening occur together without day 38 times outside Genesis 1. Each of these occurrences refers to a literal 24-hour day. And finally, the Hebrew Yom occurs with the word night 53 times outside Genesis 1. And guess what? Each of these occurrences refers to a 24-hour day. Given this immense contextual evidence, one is tempted to ask somewhat flippantly, what could God have done to emphasize that the days of Genesis 1 are literal 24-hour days? Might I suggest that he could have used the Hebrew Yom together with numbers, morning, evening, or night? And that is exactly what he did. All right, so, this author here or blogger here, got their references. I'll leave the link. This Eric Havin, dropping on, is it a 24-hour day period? Either way, I just wanted to clarify that we are talking day when we're talking Yom. And it's for us to clarify what this day is, with a dragonfly perspective. Because again, HaWah called the light day and the darkness night. But it had nothing to do with the sun or a moon, which was created not until the fourth day, when these two great lights were popping off. You know what I'm saying? So the day, by default, can't have nothing to do with the sun and the moon in reality. But once that firmament is closed, then that's all you really got as a marker of so-called day and night. But remember, it starts with the evening, then the morning, because the day is being prepared for you while you are waiting for the sun to come back around to let you know that it's the day. The sun is just letting you know it's the day. The sunlight is not the true light of the day. The sun is just, ruling over this time period for a time period that you have a disconnection from the greater light by way of the firmament being created. But will you always need a firmament to disconnect you from the greater light? And it was about disconnecting you or the hijack that's popping around in the celestial trying to take over. I had to put a close to it, had to shut the case, had to shut the door, had to put a firmament up. I said, nah. You can rule over there. You can, do your thing, like Job, with this chapter 1, I believe, Satan walking to and fro. Hey, man, what you been up to? Hey, man, I've been jamming everybody up. Sorry I'm late to the meeting. What's going on with y'all? Yeah, he's giving a dominion while you're out of code in the firmament, but not outside the firmament. We're just talking days. Another great link from Abarim Publications I'll leave with you. Much more in depth digging on this Yom as well, man. It breaks down many variations for you to dig on, but just letting you know that the Hebrew word for day is Yom. But that also must mean that this Hebrew word must also connect to the light. If HaWah called the light day, and the Hebrew word for day is Yom, then the Yom of HaWah is the light that's created on the first day before the sun. In context, of course. So they're saying Yom appears 1,400 times, okay. And without exception, this word, when written in a singular sense, means day, and that's it, never anything else. Eons are indicated with the plural form days, as in days of such and such. The most popular counter argument is that the word or meaning of our word is fiercely restricted to, quote, day for about 1,000 times in the subsequent scriptures, but in the secluded chapter of Genesis 1 means something completely different. But honestly, if in Genesis 1 our word should have meant long time, it would have said long time. Well, come on, man. We're just talking translations, man. No need to be coy about it. But there are words available in Hebrew that mean just that, none of which occur in Genesis 1. The word as used in Genesis 1 means day and day alone. There's no way around it in every serious theory to make systematic non-theological sense out of Genesis 1 should first and foremost address the Yam problem. So there you got a whole theory around this Yam situation. And, of course, we're talking about days and light and greater light, but, really you're talking about an occurrence or a perimeter, they're about to say in Hebrew scripture, and all models derived thereof. Entities are reckoned solely after their behavior, not after their appearance. An entity is a behavior, not that which executes the behavior. Okay. To define something, the Hebrew language does not look at outer parameters, but also at the action that needs to be named. The time length of a yam is an outer parameter and not regarded in Hebrew. The time length of a yam, of a day, or of a let there be light, and God called that light day. HaWah is calling the light day. Okay. Some time and space are the four dimensions of space-time, or since time and space are the four dimensions of space-time, and we measure sizes in the spatial dimensions with a ruler. A clock is a ruler for time, an hour is a distance, just like a mile. A yam is not defined as something that is 24 hours long, but something that executes the action that defines a yam. Whoa. So when they say day, we're not necessarily just saying 24 hours, but something that executes the action that defines a yam or a light. Strictly spoken, a yam does not even have to be a length as long as it executes the typical behavior that defines it. What's the behavior? Light. Let's go. Wait, we just, we enjoy the victory lap. Let's go. All right. As long as it executes the typical behavior, right, that defines it. What's the definition of it? HaWah called the light day. Forcing a static 24-hour mode upon the word Yam may appear quite pious, but flies flat in the face of the second commandment. We're talking about vanity. A Yam, therefore, is a phase of a continuum, whether space, time, complexity, or anything else that consists of two periods, a dark part and a light part. During the dark part of a regular day, people sleep and are disconnected. During the light part, they communicate and work together. Any other manifestation of Yam should display the same kind of darkness, elements not connected, and lightness, elements connected. So, like I said, they gonna get, deep into the water of this Yam and the connection. Day, as in our modern language, the word Yam denotes both the entire cycle of one day and the light segment of it. Again, we're talking about in cycles. So when does the cycle begin? Again, Genesis 1. We're just coming right out the script with this. The cycle begins what? And there was evening and there was morning one day. All right, so the cycle begins as soon as the sun has exhausted his energy. He's beginning a new cycle to come back to you. That new day is starting right there. You would call it night or you would call it evening because you don't see that new light coming back to you yet. But the day has begun. The occurrence has begun. The yam has already begun in the evening, which is why you close your gates out of respect for the light that is hitting you from the greater light that you don't even see yet, but it's being prepared to you by way of the portal, by way of the sun that's coming right back to you, starting in the evening though, closing your gates. That's when your day is getting started in the evening, my night. Sundown to sundown. The word yam denotes the entire cycle of one day and the light segment of it. Many wonder if in the Bible a day consists of a dark part first and then the light or vice versa. But that's typical calendar thinking. Look at waves of the ocean. On the ocean, does the wave peak precede the wave through or vice versa? Or is it all just one? Activities were conducted on the light part of the day, but in case of special days, Sabbath and feast, the jurisdiction of rules and regulations pertaining to that day commenced at the closure of the previous light part. So as soon as the sun has exhausted its energy, the previous light part, that's when it commenced. Regulations pertaining to that day, that new day, are now commencing. There's a cutoff from evening to evening. And once something commences, something else begins. A new day begins at the closure of the previous light, which is the day, because HaWah called the light day. Ooh, we just surfing the wave. We surfing the wave. Yeah, we're gonna get back on that mud dock. Man, love to the bro Dragon Child. I just had this up, you know what I mean? And we're gonna connect so much. So much of the Davidic Exarch family. Pastor John coming in hot. I'm just talking Israel the third. Alright. Israel the third. Israel the third connects back to Nehemiah, Theodoric, Sylvanus, Texas. A family war going on. Solomon the Builder. The Ramani. The Pomegranagas. The Rimmon. Kalaluz, which is the promised land. The Swanites. All this is you in America. Before any genealogy is going to connect, this is you. This is the land of Prester John. These are the Sylvanus royals, which are the David royals. Yeah. And this is the family of Israel the third. Israel the third in America, who is also known as Amerique. Put an A at the end, you got America. So you got America literally named after this Israel the third. He went south to the Toltec lands of Mexico, and his grandson, Makir Amerique. But this ain't the first Makir, and this ain't the first Amerique in the line of Israel in America. And then it says Merik and the Welsh. Wait a minute. Well, what would the Welsh have to do with the Toltecs if they aren't the same people? And what did my bro, Dragon Child, you see all this connects? I'm just talking about the Yam, right? The Yam, right? This occurrence, this light, the Ibaru light. The marginal version of Madoc's story identifies the Welsh as the Nephites of the Book of Mormon rather than the Hebrew, but what does the Welsh have to do with the Hebrew? We're now connecting. They don't expect us to have a document up called Forbidden Histories of America by Daniel Lowe. Page 70 of the PDF, connecting Israel the third to the flow. Here we go. I gotta get it bigger for my noggins in the back. I gotta get it bigger for my noggins in the back of the class. Because Israel the third has a grandson named Makir, or America, right? Who is also Marik in Welsh genealogies. So the Welsh and the Hebrew and the Toltec are all one thing. This Makir Amerik is Israel the third, or the grandson of Israel the third, which would make him in the line of these Israels, right? Israel the fifth, Israel the sixth. He is Mixcoatl of the Toltecs, grandfather of Tapuzim, who is the priest of Quetzalcoatl. And Dragon Child is saying that some people are saying, that this Prince Madak has also been identified with Quetzalcoatl. Maybe by white they mean pure, but they definitely don't mean no hijack city. Because this is Joshua, according to Gerald Massey in the Book of the Beginnings. Quetzalcoatl identified with Madak. Let's keep reading. Madak, Quetzalcoatl. Well, the priest of Quetzalcoatl is Tapuzim. Grandfather of Tapuzim is Makir. Amerik is the grandfather of the priest of Quetzalcoatl, who left Cholula for Rodan about 1,000. He rejoined the remnant of the Rodans, who he led east and then back to Europe, and some of the Latin Hebrew Rodans settled in northwestern Spain. Okay, more and more war popping off in Spain. So all these Moors getting evicted from Spain. Were they just the Rodans? Were they just the Jews or the Ibaru? Whereas trained warriors, they were welcome to fight to preserve the freedom of northwestern Spain from the Moor, from the Muslim. So these Hebrews were again fighting Moab and them right there in Spain. Man, this more and more war was happening everywhere we look, because these Latin Jewish Rodans are nothing but the Ibaru, preserving the freedom from these other melanated tribes. Then you got Rodrigo El Cid. They got a whole TV show called Cid, El Cid Today. Now you can connect it. He was Tapuzim's great-grandson. Remember, Tapuzim is the priest of Quetzalcoatl, or the priest of Joshua, however you look at it, or the priest of Madak, however you look at it. Rodrigo El Cid was his great-grandson. Tapuzim's son was called Lane Calvo, who's also Lancelot or Lancelin of Calalus. And the King Arthur legend steals from all this story. And now they got Lancelot when it was Lancelin. Now they got Camelot when it was Calalus. Rodrigo El Cid and his father Diego Lainez, or Jacob Khan, married into the Davidic Exilarch family of Barcelona. So in Spain, there was still a Davidic family. They don't tell you that, huh? His daughter Maria Rodriguez are the Rodans. These are no Hispanic, whatever you want to call it. These are the Rodon dynasty. The Perezes, the Rodriguez, these are all melanated Hebrew tribes. The Rodriguez are the Rodrigos, Rodos, are the Rodons. These Rodons, Rhoda is right there in the four corners. The original Rhoda, not Rhode Island today, way over there near Maine over there, but the original Maine, Mananane. The original Mananane, the original Rhoda is right there in the four corners, Arizona, Colorado, New Mexico flow. Yeah, man. And they were connected from the four corners to Spain. Wow. So King Arthur is King David. Lancelin is what they call Lancelot now. El Cid and his father, Diego, or Jacob, married into the Davidic exarch family of Barcelona. They were still Davids, but they married into that specific line of Davids in Barcelona. His daughter Maria, wife of Raymond Berenguer IV, Arnold Count of Barcelona, descended in the direct male line from the Gui Belin, Alberic, Yakar ben Judah of Narbonne. It's all about Judah, the youngest son of Machir, Tadros of Septimania, cities of gold. Sept means seven, seven cities of gold. Judah, four corners, Rhoda, Lane Calvo's sister Shemina of Kalaluz married Fernand Nunez of the Counts of Maya family. Some genealogists have confused the ancestors of this family of El Cid. Okay, so these are the Rodens. Now it gets into the Welsh and this mud dog that my bro Dragon Child is popping off with, saying, man, we need to go. We need to pop off. I told y'all, man, this will start feeling like a pressure real fast in your face bone because it's all one and the same thing. This Madoc we talking about landed in Mobile, Alabama, Florida. Oh, man, let's go, man. Let's go. Let's go. Drop Nation, let's go. We popping off. These Jewish Rodons, right? Rhoda, settled in Wales in the 12th century. Their descendants in Wales went with Prince Madoc Ap Awan to America. And they used to have these map. Let's see, Rhoda. I know it's in your map packs and eat the packs. I'm just gonna pull it up right quick here. Map Rhoda, Man, something like that. You know, Arizona, Forbidden Histories of America. Let's see what comes up so you can see exactly what I'm talking about with Rhoda as we get back into this black balloon. I know I took a nice little ether route here, but it's going to be a great dismount with my bro Black Balloon. I appreciate you, bro. Come on, give me that Rhoda map, man. Man, they ain't giving me too many maps on this search here, man. I ain't worried about that one. Let's see. I need a map, man. Yeah, that's why these ether packs are so important, man, because they're changing the World Wide Web right before our face. Like these type of searches, they used to pop up a lot of different type of stuff more than what they show us now. It's like an infinitesimal version of really what used to be here in 2016. All that stuff, man. Man and man. This here's a kind of a similar one. We got the ho calm on it. Let's check this one out. I gotta go to kidsbritannica.com for the drop now, man. But this gives you a little reference point, hopefully, if it comes up here. Let's see. Oh yeah, the Mogollon. This Mogollon, same thing connected with the Anasazi. Love to the Hakan, higher mark, man. This Anasazi, man. Every time, man. Oh man, they giving me here. Yeah, they playing, man. They playing over here, man. Let's see if I just put in map. You know me, man. I get determined. I gotta break the algorithm, man. Map of ancient Rhoda. Let's get that. Arizona. Ooh-wee. What we got here? You gonna give it to me? Or you gonna be on that play? Okay, so this is connecting a lot of the Kalalus tribe. See if I can get this piece here. Kind of tune in a little bit. You know, this is not the map I was looking for, but this at least gives you a reference as you see this Rhoda right here. And they zoomed in all the way into this Arizona situation here. Ancient Rhoda. Oh, pretty good map though. In Kalalus, it says. So Kalalus means promised land, according to Daniel Lowe in Forbidden Histories of America, Texas Canyon. And you got the ancient Rhoda right here, right next to Tucson. All right. So right in the mix of things. Silver bells, Kalalus, where all that bodies on bodies, artifacts, Kalalus, all those swords coming out, the Toltec flow. You got Rhoda right here. And that's all I wanted you to really see, man. Because that's going to give us a great reference point. We know we are right there in the thick of things. So when they're talking about the ancient Jewish Rhodans, we can see clearly where Rhoda's at. Right here near Tucson, Arizona, man. All right, right here in the Four Corners, man. You can keep reconning into this kingdom of Rhoda and how it's going to connect to these forbidden histories of America that are the Hebrews right here, which is why Columbus brought a Hebrew interpreter to meet you. But what does Wales have to do with the Hebrew, huh? Well, these Hebrews settled in Wales. Now we got dragons popping up on the Welsh flag, right? Now you got this Welsh Hebrew language situation. 12th century, their descendants in Wales went with Prince Madoc Ap Awan to America, where they established themselves in a series of forts in Alabama. So really they're returning to an ancient land that they're from and a part of. They're not going nowhere new and discovering nothing new. You know what I mean? The hijack wants to claim Prince Madoc like they're discovering something for the hijack. Now, these are all Ibarus already connected to the Makirs, to the, Yakar Ben Judas, to the Tapuzines, to the El Cids, all the way back to Israel the Third, all the way back to the Swan Knights of who? Sylvanus. All the Sylvanuses, the Toltecs, right? The American Empire of Kalelu. You see it right down here. Ancient Rhoda, in very small print, in Kalelus. Rhoda. So when we're talking the Rhodans, we're just talking the American Empire, Kalelus. All right. By the time they got Rhodans popping up, they call Jewish Rhodans. They're just talking about the Hebrews in America, man. Now they're talking about the Welsh connection, but we also got the Rus connection, right? The Russia connection. Prince Madoc, he went to America or went back, all right, where they established themselves in Alabama. Now we got to get on those star forts, right? Because we got a bunch of forts popping off. Georgia, the Alabama Welsh website states in regards to Prince Madoc, 1170 AD, 10 small ships assembled off of Lundy Island in the Bristol Channel, which flows between South Wales and South England. He and his 10 ships were never heard from again. And many years later, when the archaeological discovery of European-style structures in the southeast built centuries before Columbus' journey prompted a review in the Welsh histories of Madoc's voyage, a series of pre-Columbian stone fortifications built up the Alabama River were discovered by later settlers. The Basque and Portuguese descendants of the Latin or the, Hebrew Rodans went to America after 1492. Another group of Hebrew Rodans never left America because they're already in America. And they eventually moved to the Appalachian Mountains and were later called Melungeons. Prince Madoc was a descendant of King Jacob, son of Israel. Hadradri, where they getting the Rodri or Rodon from? Where they getting the Rodri or Rodon from? Rhoda in Arizona. In Arizona, Managa. These are the forbidden histories of America. Yeah, man. We just tapping into the Tucson artifacts in Arizona or Utah. Yeah. For the Romani, Kalelus, for the Rus. Let's go. We're just talking Rhoda. All right. Too much fun, man. We're having too much fun, Managa. We just talking about Prince Madoc. I just had to give it, one good go for my bro, Dracan Child, man, popping off, man. I got you, bro, man, and you've been so patient with me, and us, and ThaWaDa again for the Nagaville flag. We gonna rep for you, bro, because we do it for Joy World. Stop what you're doing right now. Stop the video right now, and please show some AHOB. Please show some AHOB if you're 500. If you wanted the 500 code, keep it Nagas. You know what I'm saying? If you wanted the 5 million code keeping Nagas, please show some AI. Help us get to our $10,000 goal right away. And let's build our fence for Joy World. AI, peculiar joy for the inspiration. Rhoda. It's all happening. It's all you. It's all you, my noggin. You are the yam. You are the light. You are the day. You are the greater light. There is no separation. There is no separation. Let's go. I mean, at some point, you see how it all comes together. 6th day, whether you're talking 24 hours, whether you're talking, thousands of years. HaWah saw everything he had made, and behold, it was good, and there was evening, and there was morning, the 6th day. And the heaven and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And the 7th day, HaWah finished his work, which he had made, and he rested on the 7th day from all his work, or the 7th light. And HaWah Baruch blessed the 7th day and hallowed it, because that in it he rested from all his work which HaWah in creating had made. So HaWah was replenished, revitalized, and we too are replenished and revitalized, energized by the light that is hallowed, the light that is sacred. Hey man, we're just talking the greater light, digging on this victory lap of ours as we make a great dismount with Black Balloon. Let go. A Lego.
For pretty obvious reasons. You know what I'm saying? The elite basically, they want us to have like a mechanical, kind of like secular view of the universe. Meaning they want us to be, how can I say it? They want us to basically be bots. They want us to be in the matrix. They want us to stay in the matrix. They don't want us to be able to, learn and understand different states of consciousness. They want full control. They want full mental slavery. They want you to view the universe in one way only, and not the true way that we should view the universe.
Facts.
Not the true way that we should have a connection with the universe. It actually falls right in line with how they changed the hertz in music. It falls right in line. They changed the hertz in music. They detuned it basically so it could be out of sync with the universe. So it goes as the same thing with the Gregorian calendar. It is to make sure that we're out of tune with the universe. It's pretty simple.
Wow. I didn't see that coming. The bro brought in frequency on us, man. And all I can say is, man, hey, out to the bro, hey, out to everyone who's tapping in, man. And all praise to HaWah. This is the frequency that we've been building, to get our clarity. You know what I'm saying? 4 + 3 + 2 is 9. We in the 9 code, the 9 spiral. Numbers don't lie. Unless, someone is, unless thought is create dualities, man. But yeah, man, I appreciate the bro for being tapped into the frequency, because the, vibration is law and law is vibration, man. Love to the Haka, and love to Natural by Law, man. Go check out that, just make sure you digging on every single Wednesday, The Naturalist. He's going to break down so much clarity, man. Every Wednesday, 10 o'clock Pacific, 432thedrop.com. Download the app. Hey, man, the bro's breaking down the frequency, connecting it with the Gregorian flow, saying, hey, man, Either you in that 432 or you in that 440.
Because obviously, you know, um, obviously the ancestors, the people before us, the indigenous original people of this land,
Let go.
they didn't need a calendar. They didn't need, to be told what day it was. They didn't need to be told what year it was. They already knew this knowledge. They already knew how to calculate, 300 days, or how to calculate how many days is in a year. In which I'm sure they already had their own calendar anyway. But of course, you get this group of guys that just come along and they have their plan. They have their plan for our reality, our future reality. They have their plan for how they want things to be ran, because they don't want you to know the truth about anything. They want you to live the way that they want you to live. They don't want you to connect with who you truly are, which is why they have the days of the week, which this is all basically Saturn worship anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because if Saturn is Saturday. So this is all Saturn worship at the end of the day. Because what do we do throughout the week? What do we do? All we do is work. On Monday, we go to work. We start the day going to work on a day where we actually just should be chilling. Then we end the week. And all we want to do is go and party and shit. After we just worked the entire work week. The weekend. You know what I'm saying? So if you play off the words, now you're weak. You're tired. Because this is the weekend.
He's on that word magic, that English spell. And again, all they can do is create dualities. Whatever they call Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we can call first day, second day, third day, fourth day, fifth day, sixth day, seventh day, right? And the only time that there's an intention put on these things other than HaWah's intention is when the hijack is naming these days, right? And these calendars, But what comes first, the calendar or the actual day, the light, right? What comes first, these names and these intentions, or the actual day and the light? So we're just on the days, man. We're just into the greater light. We don't care about the titles. We're just counting to 7. We know our times and laws are way off. We know one day that they'll be restored and replenished. But HaWah sees us counting to 7, as we were, instructed to do, as he's done. As he counted to 6 and rested on the 7th day, we count to 6 and we rest on the 7th day. Whatever day that falls on, whatever calendar. If we on a different calendar and that's Thursday, and that's the 7th day, cool. We on the Gregorian calendar, the 7th day is Saturday. It's not the day of Saturn. We don't care about none of their intentions. It's the 7th day. They don't worship on the Saturday. They just pop off and do whatever they do on a Saturday. They worship on a Sunday, on the first day of the week, not on the 7th day. So there's a big difference between us and the heathen. But Lego.
You're tired now, but all you want to do is go and party. You want to go and party on Friday and Saturday, and then go to church on Sunday.
That's what the heathen do. First day of the week.
You want to go to church on Sunday.
And that's a Babylonian practice, to worship their powers on the first day of the week, which separates that from you on the 7th day.
Sun worship. Saturn worship. And so you see how they basically created what we live in today. This is so you never hop out of the matrix. You never jump out of this matrix. You never jump out of, just basically how I explained already. It's just 9 to 5. You do this, you do that, you go to work, blah, 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 and then you die. You have a little fun, and then you die. was all set up for us to live exactly that way and to not ever truly know your true self.
YOLO.
To not ever, be able to connect with who you truly are, who you can truly become through God.
Wow.
And that's why, in the video, he explains that they were basically murdered. They were forced to adopt this calendar. They had to. Because then as I was just explaining, if you don't get it's just like religion. Honestly, it ties into different, it ties into um, a bunch of ways that we're all basically being controlled, and not knowing exactly what the year is, not even knowing how to, calculate how long a day is, or how long a year is, without actually being told. So we don't actually even learn how to do that. Is what I'm meaning to say. So we don't have that connection to the universe. We're not able to go outside without our phones, without knowing today is Monday, and then actually know how to, you know, um, how to basically calculate what day it is. We've been so, think about it like this. We've been so indoctrined that you wouldn't even be able to escape the calendar. If you think about it, you always know that today is Monday. You always know that this year is 2021. So we're so indoctrined that it's almost like we wouldn't even be able to step in that other state of consciousness to be able to just sync with the universe and automatically know that, okay, the sun is about to go down in about 2 hours, even though, we know what time it is. You see what I'm saying? It's almost like you will almost never get to that state of consciousness to be able to connect with the universe in that way, because we've been so indoctrined. And that's what the point is. That's the point of it. They had this knowledge long before.
Daniel 7, the hijack has sought to change the seasons, man, times, and law.
This was a plan long before. That's why I tied it into religion, into what they did with the music, because it's all a control show. It's all built for mental slavery. That's it. So we work a 9 to 5. We come up out of the
Hijack.
damn, what is it when you first born? I forgot. I forgot the exact name. The maternity ward. We pop out of the maternity ward, and then we work a 9 to 5, and then we hit the morgue, and boom, that's it. That's life. You know what I'm saying? So basically, you're born, you work, and you die. You know what I'm saying? So you never actually step out of that box to even understand and connect with the real universe. So that's the entire purpose of placing us on a calendar. So we're completely confused. We don't even know that this is not the correct year. There are other places that have that follow the original calendar. Like the Ethiopian calendar. They actually know that it's 2013 now. They've been knowing this. That's the calendar they follow. They actually have a 13th month in their calendar. But obviously, it's not August, September, October, November, December. For them, it's completely different. It's in another language. So the 13th month is I don't even know the name of it, and it's not. The 13th month is not 30 days in a month. I think it's like 5 days in that month, and then like in another 300 or 400 years, it'll be like 7 days in that month. So it's kind of confusing. You would actually have to look it up yourself to kind of get what the real how their calendar actually works. But if I'm not mistaken, it's something like that, where they have a 13th month, and that month only consists of 5 days, and then every couple of hundred years, that month is extended a little bit longer, and they have their own name for that 13th month. So this is not something that's just like, I'm just throwing this out there, like, oh, just trying to, just say that this is true just because I think it is. It's like, no, this is actually real stuff. So as I was saying, it's pretty obvious, you know, on why they would want us to actually follow the wrong calendar, you know, Because if you think about it, the Gregorian calendar is basically the most widespread used calendar in the world. It was called the Christian calendar, adopted and I think like really set in place by Pope Gregory. I forget what year it was. I didn't quite fact check that before I did the video, but you guys could do that on your own as well, because you definitely have to research this stuff. Don't just take everything I say and just, boom, 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 and that's just final. Go research it so you can plan it in your mind, you know what I'm saying? And then you can actually start, to come up out of this, like, this age of deception, because that goes back to what the Mayans said, that everyone knows that the Mayans predicted, or they said they didn't see anything beyond 2012. Now, we all were confused about that. We all didn't really know what was going on. You know what I'm saying? But maybe that was just the end of an era, which is why I said that's why 2020 was so bad, because life ended as we knew it. Things aren't going to be the same again. Things are never going to go back to the way that they were. They're not going to allow it to. This is the new world order. This is what they have been, planning for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. It even ties into the map of the world. I'm tying it to all these different things because it's all about control. It's all about mental slavery. So it's the same thing as the map. We don't truly know how big any of these countries are. Think about the flight patterns. Think about how you go, you go around certain areas when you're taking flights. You don't just go straight there half the time. You might fly from damn Georgia to Alaska, or from any state in America to another country, and it takes 22 whole hours when it could have took like 10 hours if you would have just went straight there. But no, they have patterns. They have flight patterns. They want to fly in certain directions so they don't go over certain things, so you don't see certain.
And you got a different map. You got the Mercator projection. You got the AE, as a muzzle equidistant joint. The more so-called flat Earth map. And when you dig on that map, it makes more sense. They're flight patterns, because you're not on a ball. So once you're having an actual projection that gives you a reality, then it makes sense why they're taking certain flight patterns. It's much more straight on a flat Earth map than it would be on the ball. It looks crazy. Things aren't as close and things aren't as far when you get your mind bone out the mind of a hijack.
See certain things, so you think that America is actually a whole 2 days flight wise away from like, South America or something. What I'm saying? I'm just giving examples. I'm not saying that these are exactly the times, that it would take, but I'm just trying to show you how we are deceived at every level. Every level. We don't even know how big America is. We don't know how big Russia is. We don't know how far it is. It's exactly from us. We don't really know these things. When you look at the map of the world, it's a lie. It doesn't look like that. We would never know, though, because we can't go outside of this world and have a view of how everything truly looks.
Fact.
So we're deceived at every level. And I've said that before, and it ties in exactly to what the Gregorian calendar is. It's basically a spell. That's what it basically is, because they're keeping us under control. These are spells. This is to me, it's a form of magic. It's a form of magic from the fallen ones. Because deception and trickery and all that trickology, knowledge, whatever, however they do all that stuff, that's all from the fallen one. That's all from him. Fallen angels, they're the ones who taught people how to deceive, how to do all of this. That's who it comes from. And this is, and like I said in the beginning of the video, this is just so we don't have that true connection to the universe, to who we truly are, to our God. So we don't ever become of that kind of consciousness. Like I said, we don't reach different states of consciousness because there are many of them. Most of us are just sitting in that real low vibrational, frequency, and we're not even able to think this kind of way and kind of come up out of this age of deception once again. But we're getting there. We're getting there. We're actually, we're moving into that age of Aquarius. So we're coming up out of that. That's why you have people like me. That's why you have, that's why you have the internet doing what it's doing now, because we're now finally learning the knowledge that's going to take us consciously to the next level. And that's just what it is, man.
That's just what it is, man. Hey, hi up to the bro, Black Balloons, man. I had to give a nice little feature spot, man. The bro's doing great work. Been doing great work. Keep up the great work. And I mean, look, notice the bro's talking frequency. At the end of the day, that's all there is. Everything else is an illusion, man. Everything's held together by vibration. That's the truth. The code is to get you into the vibration that is beyond this world. The code is to tap you into the greater light that's beyond the sun and the moon, beyond the sun and Saturn and all their worship and their intentions. You have a day before the luminaries. So how can the luminaries now master the day? How can the sun be Sunday and the Saturn represents Saturday when the day is before the luminary? We're talking the light. I mean, come on, man. We got to come up out of her. We got to get about this matrix, man. We're talking about the light. HaWah rested on the seventh day. What's a day? A day. Last time that I checked, HaWah called the light day. HaWah called the light day. So whether it's the first day or light, second day or light, third day or light, fourth day or light, fifth day or light, sixth day or light, seventh day or light, this day or light was way before the fourth day when you have the two great lights to rule the day and to rule the night. Not just the sun and the moon on the fourth day, right? But you got let there be lights, right? Now you got all the luminaries popping off, including the planets, right? So-called, but we're just talking lights. So whether we're talking sun or Saturn, well, I mean, unless we're talking Armadillo Giannini, right? We're just talking more land beyond the pole. But these lights didn't pop off until 3 days after the first day. Let there be light. When HaWah saw the light, that it was good, and HaWah called the light day. So again, first day, second day, third day, fourth day, fifth day, sixth day, seventh day. It's all this occurrence is happening. All this light is happening. The day is already existing. You can't give your day to nothing that was created under the firmament, in the firmament, as a temporary marker of day and night, when the original day has nothing to do with the firmament or the sun, Saturn, none of that stuff. So Saturday can't be for Saturn, when Saturn wasn't even around when the day was created. But for the hijack within the firmament, they are now, using these calendars as markers for their days, but their days are short because their days are determined by luminaries. Your day is determined by the light. So our seventh day, our Shabbat, is all about the light, not Saturn. Sunday is still all about the light, not the sun and not their sun. They're hijacking the light. They're hijacking the day. They're hijacking the Yom. Yeah, the cycle. They're hijacking the occurrence to put you into a different cycle, into a different occurrence, to create literally a parallel universe, so to speak, with their own feast and their own power and their own heaven, their own day. I mean, forget about that. I mean, now we don't even know if the sun is the sun, if this plasma is the same plasma moon as before. We can't, we don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? We're really in the matrix right now. I'm not gonna lie, no play. But just the act of being aware of the spell that you're in, it weakens that spell. Now you're observing it. Now it has to choose a destination. It can't be all happening. Tip, you know, Muhammad Ali dancing around you all day. Now you gotta you got a still target. That target can't move no more. So now you're just watching it. And that spell's looking at you while you watching it. Who's gonna make the first move? The first move is for you to KTC. When you don't know what else to do, just meditate on the code, meditate on the law of HaWah. That law becomes your realities. Then you can connect things to solve your problems in your daily life, but it comes through this light that was created on the first day. The light's already there, just like the water's already there. It's almost like HaWah saying, hey, let me introduce you to this light. Not like I'm creating it, but let me introduce you. And that HaWah saw it was good to you. It was good for you. It was good for the earth. You know what I'm saying? But HaWah already knew it was good, or else he would never have introduced it. Let there be light. He didn't say, oh, you know what? This is pretty good. Like, nah, he wouldn't. He wouldn't even brought it out if it was something detrimental to your health or the, the preservation of creation, my naga. Like, this is not some Big Bang accidental creation. Let there be light is, let me just give you some of this greater light. And HaWah saw this light was good to who? It was good as the project, as the flow. It's like you working on a flow, you put together a project, no, that's pretty good. You knew it was going to be good, but, you looking at it, you observing it. You know what I'm saying? We're all observing, my naga. You know what I mean? HaWah called the light day. The darkness he called night. But when you look at the Yom, it's the fullness of the day and the night. And there was evening and there was morning one day. All before the sun. So can the sun really ever rule Sunday when the day has nothing really to do with the sun? Can Saturn rule over Saturday when the day has nothing to do with Saturn? Their intentions have put us into this matrix, this spell of their occurrences, but on our day, on our occurrence, we're connected with the greater light, my naga, of our creator. And that's when they say there is no time. That's what they call the void. This void, unformed and void. This is the same way Thoth says, hey, I see stuff, but it's like it's formless and it's shapeless. Like, I can't make it out. I can't see it. It's unformed, formless, and void. It's only void to those that can't see clearly. I mean, to the creator, is it unformed and void? Or is this a perspective of someone who doesn't know what the creator's going to do? Is it chaotic? Do you see chaos popping off? But to those that are witnessing, it might look like something just unimaginable and just, they don't see the order. They don't see the order. So they call it unformed in their translation. They call it a void in the English, in the spell. But one thing's for sure, that whatever this light is was already there. And it is the day. And it wasn't until you had a disconnect, HaWah put a lid on the show of the upper room, Now you had a firmament where now you needed to see inside of the show. And thus, there are now lights in the firmament to divide the day from the night. Whereas before, you didn't need that division from them lights. HaWah called the light day, darkness night. Firmament comes, now you need a division of day and night with these luminaries. But the luminaries can never run the day because they don't own it. And that's the trickery. That's the tricknology that bro was saying. That's that thoughthism, that duality-ish. That's that bullshit that these days can ever belong to the hijack. They weren't even around when the day was created. They have no deference here. They got no order here. They don't even know what it looks like. It's the greater light. All praise HaWah, that we can see clearly, and have our day, keep our days. They can change the calendars and change the times and laws, but we'll always have our day. And this, my naga, this is our day, this is our time, and this is our light. Halal HaWah.